The first gym leader, Brock, in the Kanto games is obviously extremely well known for being very easy because you can catch Mankey real easily if you pick Charmander, and as you can see here, Bulbasaur and Squirtle just kind of like one-shot fest everything, so I need something that can A, put a fight up against Squirtle, B, hopefully wall Bulbasaur, and C, give Charmander something that doesn't completely wall it so it's less useless in the fight. When you look at Pokemon near Brock and things he's used in the anime, I think the perfect fit already is something like Zubat. The reason why I've given him 3 Pokemon instead of 2 is because I'm a big fan of difficulty in Pokemon games. Obviously something that can still be beaten by your average player, but also something that more experienced players or someone on a repeat playthrough can always look forward to the battle. Because right now, if you just get Squirtle or Bulbasaur, you can just one-shot them both, walk away, go straight to Misty, or obviously Mount Moon. So what I've decided to do was to give him 3 Pokemon, because A, Zubat, Charmander can have something to do, and also it just makes the battle take longer, there's more stakes, gym leaders, in my opinion, should be strong. Zubat is really good because it completely walls the grass type option. If you look at Bulbasaur, obviously 4 times resist because the flying and poison type. If we give Zubat Mega Drain and Astonish, that's good, decent damage that it can do to all of the starters, and it also gives Rattata and Pidgey more to do in this battle, being normal types that are immune to Ghost. Mega Drain obviously helps it against Squirtle, so Squirtle is now just defensively worse off in this fight, and Bulbasaur is offensively stopped in this fight. So again, Charmander's just a little bit better. Venusaur is no longer a quick sweep, sorry. And Squirtle also might have to switch out. You can bring something back in. It overall will make his battle more, I guess, like you have to put more thought into it, basically. You can no longer just spam moves. Charmander's no longer useless. More things can be done in this battle, and it overall makes it more enjoyable. Some problems that you may see in Brock's new team is, well, obviously, Zubat isn't a rock type. In my opinion, I think it works because he used it in the anime. Anime logic will also apply to some future teams, but on top of that, you gotta admit, just a bit funner. Like, I'm so sick of all these, like, one-shot matchups. It's way too easy, and I think Zubat works well, but if you disagree, or if there's something you would do, like give him a fossil Pokemon, because the fossil museum is right there, along with the Mount Moon fossils, then just explain why in the comments. I looked at it, and I don't think that the ice coverage really does that much, and they're also still just a one-shot for Bulbasaur. I think Zubat works well, but now, after you beat Brock, you would obviously go on to Misty. And again, I'm kind of going into like the difficulty aspect and anime logic. So for Misty's team, I've compiled something new that still has some of her more well-known Pokemon. Misty's already kind of difficult for her Starmie, so I didn't want to tweak it too much. Basically, because the repeats were kind of useless and Kanto has so many water types, I replaced the Staryu with her anime Psyduck. I just think it's more fun. It can have the same moveset, I literally don't care. But you're going to notice I added a Dugong, and I can already see you screaming in the comments. Again, I want to hear your opinions there. But wait a minute, Dugong is so strong. It has a worse base stat total than Starmie. Starmie is above 500, and what I want to give to Dugong is just Water Gun and Body Slam. I was thinking Signal Beam, but that might be too strong of a move, but the coverage might work to stop any grass types. What I think Dugong can do really good is a weak Water Gun, a decent Body Slam for physical damage, and the potential Signal Beam, but I'm not too sold on that yet. I think this will give her still a difficult team that doesn't completely obliterate the player. Psyduck can still be a potential one-shot. Starmie is just the same Starmie as before, no changes. And Dugong just gives a more physical presence because the Swift on Starmie, while it can hit hard and it can never miss, that's not really what it's known for. You're scared of the Water Pulse, while with Dugong, Body Slam is just a noticeable threat that can harm you. Icy Wind can also work, but I don't want Dugong to have too much on the special side. I want Body Slam to be this thing's main purpose. While you may be screaming no for this change because it might make her too powerful, I think it's a good middle ground. She's no longer this like lacking diversity only Starmie line that gets really dull to look at. I think that the challenge isn't all too bad. An Icy Wind, Signal Beam, Water Gun, Body Slam might be OP, but if you only go for the Water Gun Body Slam, I think it makes it fun. The Dugong isn't too bad offensively for damage-wise, while at the same time providing some challenge and a chance to paralyze. Misty being the second gem that can confuse and paralyze you with a Swift, a move that can't miss, I think that's a good early game challenge that a lot more players need. With Lieutenant Surge coming up next, my biggest gripe with him is two things. One, the overexposure of the Pikachu line, and two, just the lack of difficulty. By now, you have the Dig TM, you have access to Diglett Cave. The Raichu can pose a threat, and I love the Raichu he has, but Pikachu and Voltorb don't do anything. Voltorb is fast, but it can never actually do anything useful. And the Pikachu, while it can, I guess, be annoying with the double team para, it's just an easy one-shot. So what I've decided for a fix is to actually shrink down on his team, but to make his team as strong as I can without it being overpowered. The thing with Kanto is you level up fast, so at this point you likely have Gyarados, a decent powered middle starter, you have Eradicate, you probably have Nidoking already. So again, also with the Doug Trio, I wanted difficulty without much of like a mass horde mentality. The Raichu stays the same, but I gave him Electabuzz. It's a good powered Pokemon that doesn't overtake Raichu. For Electabuzz, I want Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch. All moves he can get, and it gives him a good amount of diversity in the moveset. He can tackle flying types, he can tackle ground types, he can tackle grass types. Venusaur's in danger. It's not as OP. Squirtle already got its ass kicked this battle, and Charmander, well, it can do something still, but you wouldn't use it in this battle. I think with the elemental punches and an obvious Thunder Wave, I think that Electabuzz is just really great at buffing him and also making him more unique than before. Less Pokemon, but better Pokemon. Up next, we have the Grass Gym, and for Erika, I think that this team I came up with might honestly be the worst one in this video. There isn't much I could do with Executor being too strong, Parasect being too weak. I didn't want to give her a bug type like some of her apprentices do. So what I did, again, I didn't see much better options, but I decided to give her a starter. I've made her new team the original trio along with Venusaur. I chose Venusaur because I think it can do the same thing that Vileplume can, but you just make it a little bit more on the tanky side. I think if you give it just Razor Leaf, Sleep Powder, Poison Power, and Leech Seed, it can do a good job at kind of being a nuisance, whittling you down, and hopefully getting easy crits with Razor Leaf. Now, again, I know this is probably a very stupid choice. Butterfree, Execute, all of these could have been used. Even a Parasect that I gave something crazy like Spore, Swords Dance, Dig. These are options, but I found this to be one of the better ones. I know people have an issue with starters being used on opposing gym leader teams. I get that. So if you have an idea in the comments, then I'm happy to hear it. I think a new thing we could do is Parasect with, like I said, Swords Dance, Dig, but I thought it was too weak and it probably wouldn't happen often. If you disagree or if you have your own ideas, please let me know. I already love Erika's team, but I think the 4th gym should have 4 Pokemon. All I could really see is Venusaur. I probably could have done Ivysaur as well, but it just would have been easy to kill just like Tangela. I don't know. I'm hoping to hearing your guys' ideas. While I know the video so far has gone like very, very fast, I do want to start this next one with a tangent. Firstly, please subscribe, it really helps out a ton. But firstly, something I've really hated about the next gym leader we're going to discuss, Koga. I don't get how the generation that has a huge abundance of poison types everywhere you look, he has a team chock full of repeats, and the people in his gym are using these same repeats along with Hypno and Drowsy. So I wanted Koga as the 5th gym leader to like obviously have a strong team, but I wanted to have a very diverse team that is abundant of fresh Pokemon. I despise the whole here's 5 coughing and a wheezing mentality. I think it's so weak and so dumb. The team I gave him, all staying with 4 Pokemon, is the obvious Muck and Coughing. They'll do what they usually do, but I want Coughing to have Will-O-Wisp and Muck to have Toxic guaranteed. I gave him Arbok and Golbat for the following reasons. Arbok has Intimidate, you can give it Glare, Earthquake, Crunch, a lot of really good asset moves that can make it a huge potential threat. And I gave it Golbat because while I do love Venomoth and giving it Psychic, at this point I think Venomoth would be a bit weak and Golbat is just faster. Now when you look at Brock with obviously his Zubat, again, you can either switch it up for a Falsa Pokemon or you can get rid of this Golbat. Looking back at it, I would prefer to give him a Venomoth because it still could do some pretty great things. Venomoth is heavily slept on. But at this point, what I'm scared of is just a fast Primeape clicking Rock Slide, a Charizard spamming Fire Blast, a Gengar even with Flamethrower. Just something that could just knock it out really easily, and I think Golbat kind of goes against that because mainly it's speed and it has good physical offense. I think Muck covers the special. Arbok does some physical. Weezing is just meant to self-destruct and burn, so Golbat just added some better support. But Venomoth, again, it would make sense, but I didn't give it to him right now. I know this probably isn't my best work right now. I've done better in the past, but like I'm just trying to not make him a pushover. I'm really scared that Venomoth will make him weaker than he should be. And honestly, dude, I'm just sick of the like how bad his team was. I hope I did a better job, but you really never know. I just think that the added plus side of now just some random idiot trainer with the ground move can't just one-shot everything, because now he has two Pokemon immune to ground, not just the one Weezing, which again, I want to self-destruct.
It's so sad your daughter's dying. Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Up next with Sabrina, I really wanted to emphasize her ability to just murder you with Calm Mind Alakazam and set up defenses with Mr. Mime. But with only those two Pokemon being good and her just wasted Venomoth that she has for whatever reason, I wanted to give her a boost in power while staying the 100% physical attacker she is, while also giving her a team that has more capabilities than just let's spam Psychic, hope it works. With only two new and unique Pokemon, everything on the right can be ignored. Hypno, believe it or not, can learn Calm Mind and Sharpen. Sharpen raises special attack. Maybe something can be done there, but I just decided that he can have Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Psychic. I know it's very basic, but I don't want Hypno to do too much crazy. Maybe give him Thunder Wave. What I like on this team is Executor. To my knowledge, except for your rival, no one uses Executor, and I think it deserves more love. Give this thing like Sleep Powder, Explosion, Barrage, Giga Drain, Psychic, Hypnosis, Dream Eater again. Something unique, and I think this team can be this like vibrant, explosive mess. Also, the thing that her hands do when she displays her own magic matches the green of Executor, so I just thought, squeeze in the grass type. It's fun, I like it a lot, and it makes her very powerful. Whenever I play these games, unless I have a Snorlax, which I don't like running most of the time, it wasn't even in my best Pokemon to use video, which you should watch, Alakazam can always just obliterate your teams because she Calm Minds and heals a lot. Executor and Hypno just give more flavor, the same amount of impact, but also just less OP, especially Hypno being the weak link. I think the team's fun. If there's Pokemon you would want to see, then explain away in the comments. With Blaine being up next, I decided to do something to where, because obviously at this late stage in the game, you can just spam Earthquake and Cirque on a really powerful Pokemon. I wanted to give him a more loaded team that has less weak members because the Vulpix and Growlithe were just so stupid. So now with the Ninetales and Arcanine, hopefully he has something more going for him, because otherwise... Blaine's new team needing to shut down the abundance of good bulky water types like Vaporeon, Lapras, Blastoise, and also needing to stop things like Golems, Rhyhorns, Nidokings. I've decided to give him a new Ninetales that has a Sunny Day Solar Beam. Rapidash can also have Solar Beam. Everything here can have a Sunny Day Solar Beam except for Arcanine and Magmar, obviously. Everything here can have Sunny Day. Everything here should be able to burn you. Ninetales will be the main one doing solar beams, but so can other Pokemon. Flareon will be coming in with Toxic and a lot of good physical damage moves. So Double Edge, for example, just really high power things of that nature. Magmar, I want to give all the elemental punches again, and maybe Hypnosis. He does get a Hypnosis. This can give him a all-around more like anticipated fight. You're not spamming moves. Ninetales fast with the Solar Beam. Rapidash can be fast with Solar Beam. Arcanine is still just the threat it's always been. And also Flareon gets some love because it doesn't really get much. And the Magmar with the elemental punches, you don't see much in Kanto. I think it spices it up more, and it had Magmar in the anime. So Blaine and Magmar, I'm happy with. Flareon's getting love, and the Ninetales is now pretty much threatening most of your water types. Some things may live. Vaporeon's really tanky, but I think I've given him a better chance. But at the end of the day, it's Blaine. He's always going to be a weak link for such like a late stage gym. Now, something that I'm a little bit butthurt about is for the final gym leader of this video, which should be this like a grand thing I orchestrate, like this is the best team I have, I'm giving him items, all of this stuff. He already has a good team. The only thing that I can think to do with Giovanni is to just evolve the Rhyhorn. I don't know why he doesn't have Rhydon. It's very stupid. Rhydon, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Golem, Dig Trio, and then like I guess like his Pershing. This can work just fine, or just give him a second ride on. I can't think of anything besides that, and I didn't want to waste the time trying to painfully like orchestrate another image on this tablet. I have not done this in too long. Kind of a bummer way to end the video, but I can't think of what to do. So the only thing really left to say is just thank you for watching. I know it's been a criminally long time. Like, my channel was doing very good and then I stopped. It was mainly a mix between like depression, not knowing what to do after graduation, and just grinding at my job, just desperately trying to get as much money as I can. It's been effective, but I've really neglected this, and I have missed making these videos. I was really anxious when I went to record this one, but as soon as I started talking, it just became like more natural again. So I want more videos to come out, and I want more videos to come out soon. If you watched it this far, I love you. My videos aren't the highest quality. I'm not working with much. I bought new equipment ages ago. I never used it and then sold it. I can still make new videos soon on my PC. I have Cobble on, so maybe new cool things can be done there. But yeah, I love you guys. I'm glad to be back. I had fun making this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.